Assalamu alaikum students. Here I am with your new chapter, that is dimensions of baking, in which you are going to learn about wheat flours, the composition of wheat, type of wheat flours, and maybe other flours also, and what these flours consist of on the nutritional basis. Basically हम उसकी starch और protein पे ज़्यादा बात करेंगे. So we all know that what is wheat flour. The fine particles of wheat or any other grain produced by milling is known as flour. Here particularly in this chapter हम wheat flour के बारे में बात करेंगे, right? हम किसी और grain के बारे में बात नहीं कर रहे. It's all about wheat. Alright, first of all, we'll talk about the milling of wheat flour. फ्लावर के प्रोडक्शन में बहुत सारे स्टेप्स इन्वॉल्व होते हैं और आपके पास जो है वो जो ऐसे स्टेप्स दैट नीड टू बी remembered are the ones I'm going to tell you. It involves the grinding, tempering, then refining, extraction, and obviously it proceeds with the other refining processes. जितना फ्लावर को refining processes से गुजारेंगे वो उतने ही different type के flowers produce करेगा. तो सबसे पहले जो milling है flour के production में it involves grinding and refining of cereal grains, and obviously that process is known as milling. Tempering is the next stage of milling process, जिसमें हम stream treatment देते हैं raw जो wheat का grain होता है उसको so that the outer thicker layer of bran can be removed. It is quite thick. It can't be removed um, by manually with any dry process. Grinding, it is the process that begins to split the grain in through corrugated rollers that break the grain into coarse particles. जैसे ही वो coarse state में आएंगे, obviously उसके बाद they will start splitting into grains और वो split होके बिल्कुल हमारे पास powdered form में हमें मिलते हैं. Here you can see the structure of a grain of a wheat, जिसमें three main parts आपको नजर आ रहे हैं. Bran, endosperm and germ. जिसमें से जो major part होता है वो endosperm का होता है, right? And very little small part of germ is there along with the bran, which is the outer layer of the wheat. इसके प्रोसेस में जब ब्रान रिमूव किया जाता है तो यू कैन सी द फाइबर, बी विटामिन एंड ट्रेस मिनरल्स वैसे ही रिमूव हो जाते हैं. पहले वो वाला फ्लावर का रिफाइनिंग प्रोसेस जिसमें वाइट फ्लावर की प्रोडक्शन होती है. एंडोस्पर्म इज मेड अप ऑफ कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स, प्रोटीन एंड सम बी विटामिन्स जो यूजुअली हमारे पास फ्लावर में मौजूद होता है और जो इसके आप कह लें कि main nutrients जो present होते हैं हमारे पास. Then the third part is germ, and it is known to be as the nutrient storehouse for a wheat. B vitamins, vitamin A, trace minerals, antioxidants, and some healthy fats are also present in germ. So the outer layer, which is somewhat brittle, as I have told you, during grinding, it is ground into moderately small jagged pieces of bran, and that bran encases the interior endosperm and germ of cereal grain. It is fibrous, very high in cellulose and fiber, as I have told you. Endosperm is inner portion of cereal grains composed of largely starch and some protein. It also broken down into smaller particles during grinding. Germ is the small portion of cereal grain containing fat and small amounts of protein as well as thiamine, riboflavin, other B vitamins. It may still be stick to the endosperm. So during milling and this grinding germ जो है वो इतना easily and sperm से separate नहीं होता. Following grinding, most of the bran and shots through grinding may left with the endosperm to be made into whole wheat flour, right? And what are shots? They are the layer just inside the outer bran layer. उसके बाद इनकी extraction होती है. Extraction में क्या होता है? To make white and refined flour from wheat, removal of at least 25% of the bran and shots during milling of flour occurs. और इस process को extraction कहा जाता है. Here you can see the machinery जिससे extraction होती है. It is accomplished by sifting or simply by an air classification system. So this is how the whole wheat flour and refined wheat flour look like. Types of milled wheat flour. By milling wheat and removing the bran and shots, refined flours can be obtained. As I have told you, by going through the milling process, the wheat and the bran and some shots have been removed और उसके बाद जो flour है वो refined हो जाता है. और obviously उसके refining के जो है वो there is a purpose behind refining the flour. Not one type of flour can be used in various kinds of recipes. Every recipe demands its own type of flour. The character of these flours is altered by the amount of the total flour that is used. Modern milling procedures produce many different flour streams, as I have told you, approximately 25 or even more, that vary in quality and chemical analysis. उनकी nutrient की जो composition है वो भी change हो सकती है, उनकी physical state भी change हो सकती है. So they vary with their these two properties mainly, उनकी quality और उनका chemical analysis. Types of wheat flours are short pattern flour, wheat flour that is comparatively high in starch and low in protein, जैसे कि cake flour है, is known as short pattern flour. Second is medium pattern flour. A wheat flour contains 90% of the flour streams. It have higher content of protein and less starch, जैसे कि all-purpose flour. Number third type is long pattern flour. Wheat flour made from 95 to 100% of the streams with high protein content, जैसे कि bread flour. Modifying wheat flour. So, the wheat flour can be modified to make it good for baking. सबसे पहले हमें ये भी सोचना चाहिए कि why can't the wheat flour can be used for baking? It is because as I have told you during milling process, जो उसका ब्रान होता है वो भी milling process में फौरन जो है वो completely remove नहीं किया जाता in wheat flour और उसकी ही वजह से जो wheat flour है it becomes more denser. जब flour जितना denser होगा उसकी जो rising property है वो उतनी ही कम होगी. फ्लावर जितना रिफाइंड होगा और उसमें जितने केमिकल एजेंट डाले जाएंगे उसकी रिफाइनिंग और उसकी गैस के प्रोडक्शन में ड्यूरिंग बेकिंग उतनी ही उसकी बेकिंग क्वालिटी जो है वो इंक्रीज होगी. सो इट इज ऑलवेज अ नीड टू मॉडिफाई द व्हीट फ्लावर टू मेक इट as good as the refined flour. So freshly milled flour is generally not considered an ideal flour for baking. There are some procedures which may be done on wheat flour through which it can be made acceptable to some extent in appearance and maybe to some extent in their performance. So two of the most common methods that have been used to make it more to make it look bleached and whiter is that it is exposed to the air so that the yellow pigments and tupils which is present in the flour gets bleached, or they may add small amount of benzoyl peroxide. The baking performance of wheat flours improves when they are allowed to age or mature, and during that aging process, usually the changes occurs in the protein of that flour.